Hello and welcome to the podcast.
Welcome.
This is a new
everybody.
podcast.
It might have been like demon possessed. It was a fairly large, mutated looking chicken.
We were born in the north, but we grew up in the south.
We learned all of our words from Pennsylvania.
And people are like, that's toboggan. That little toboggan
Not
there.
a toboggan. Toboggan is a sled. Okay.
0.3 inches, baby.
Dude, I can't take it.
And we're here.
What
this
up?
Episode of the Wise Works podcast. We just did a small little live on Instagram.
We did.
We're gonna start doing this from
On Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
In between 5 and 6.
Yeah. 5 and 6 to talk about topics, get people excited for this week's episode, get some
Answer
engagement.
questions, a live Q&A.
Yeah.
If you're wondering where we're doing this, it's on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
So go over to Instagram, follow Wiseworks Entertainment Instagram page, and you will see when we go live in between 5 and 6 on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Don't miss out. We're answering questions over there.
Yes, sir.
Yep. So,
What are you guys thinking?
anybody had any good smelly farts recently?
No, not really.
No.
Me either, man.
How's the week been going for you guys?
Just fine.
Just fine.
Just
Yeah.
fine.
I've been working 3 days. 3 days and I'm tired.
You're sleepy.
Yeah, but it's Wednesday. You only have 2 more, and then you have the weekend off,
on the
right?
weekend.
Dude,
Well, it's-
this weekend is going to be
Dude,
awesome.
it's not the work necessarily. The work's not hard. It's just like sometimes I'm like, am I really like doing the proper amount of work here? Am I doing the right? Because,
So it's kind of like a mentally draining as well.
a little, not so much because I'm like by myself all day, which is, I like it.
It's work you know what to do and you can just go get it done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But of course, you don't want to be the guy who's like, going home when everybody else is going home, but you didn't finish your work, you didn't finish your tasks, right? But then again, nobody's checking, right? At the school, everybody could see what I had done,
Yeah.
right?
So you got to keep yourself accountable a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like I could be doing better.
You could be doing, but see, if no one's there to tell you a good job, you're like, man, got to
be
set
doing
a
better.
new
And
standard.
I keep waiting for
myself.
somebody to be like, "Hey, you didn't do this. It's been like a week and you haven't done this at all."
Yeah.
Right? Just because I'm forgetting something. I mean, today, one of the guys in the office, my supervisor called me. He was like, "Hey, can you just clean the bathrooms in the office? There's just 2 little bathrooms." But I was like, "Crap, I missed it," because I had been in the office all morning cleaning, right? But
Oh, well.
You'll
It's
get it.
it's only your 3rd day. You're probably still figuring out where everything is.
I mean, there's like 4 buildings.
That's a lot of buildings. Are they big?
Yeah, they're pretty big. Yeah,
They're pretty big.
They're
See,
pretty big.
I
4
mean,
stories. Pretty big, pretty long buildings.
yeah. Well, I'm proud of you, man. You moved to Virginia Beach. You
I'm
got
not.
yourself a job. Be proud of him.
I'm not.
I'm super
You've been
proud.
slacking off lately.
I paid like 2 months rent, and I didn't have a job.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's something to be proud of.
It's something.
No,
you have
that
a
is
lot
true.
to be proud of, man. Be proud of yourself.
What about you guys?
Still don't have a beanbag chair though.
Yo,
Not-
when we get that beanbag chair, it's really gonna tie the whole room together.
Tell the story about the beanbag chair. You guys
mean-
were this close. You guys have a craving to have a ginormous beanbag chair in the
Yeah.
middle of your living room.
Oh yeah, it was. I believe it was the night before your car thing happened. We were talking about the beanbag chair. I
Was
want to
it
say,
really?
I want to say it was literally that night. We're talking. We're going online. We're shopping. We're looking for these a big beanbag chair to put in our living room because we have a couch and it's I guess more love seat sized, right? It's still pretty wide. It's enough for 3 people, 4 if you're really squeezing. but we want a beanbag chair, and we were talking about buying one, and we found one we wanted, and we were like, we can split this, no problem.
No problem.
And
No
then
problem.
I want to say it was either the next day or the day
My
after
car
that
died,
Josh's car died.
which we didn't get into that on this.
Do you want to
podcast.
tell that story?
Not really.
Well, let's just
Every time we come
let's
to
just
it,
say
you're like, nah.
let's
don't
just
wanna
say
talk
it
about
costs a little bit of money, and we I've been trying to get a job. He's been working with the car, and now we're sort of both finally starting to get back into the groove of
Well, you
things.
see the end of the tunnel.
Yeah,
You're just
yeah,
waiting
yeah.
for the next paycheck.
Right. It's at the end of the tunnel. I feel like it's just a long tunnel.
Yeah, send us a picture. If you guys got a beanbag chair in your house,
Beanbag.
send us a picture on Instagram, DM Wiseworks Entertainment. While you're there, follow us. so
We
you
looked up
can,
the Love Sack
Oh, the love
beanbag
sack.
chair. Yeah, they're like $1,000.
Heck yeah, man. Drop
What
some
if-
real money.
If Lovesack wants to sponsor this podcast,
Yeah.
Yeah.
We will definitely get one
We
and test
will
it out.
plug Love Sack
Yeah.
We absolutely
until
will.
until we hit 5,000 episodes. Yeah. If they want to give us money and sponsor them.
I mean, we're getting views. That's guess we can talk about the new subscribers we're getting. We're getting a couple,
Yeah.
at least.
Yeah, consistently getting a few.
Consistently, man.
Which is
Actually,
good. Getting good views, getting
Absolutely.
good subscribers.
Yeah,
it's really cool, man. I'm excited to see people are watching. I'm excited to see people interacting and our stuff getting out there. And I mean that it's really energizing. If you're listening or you're watching, we're happy you're here. We're very thankful. Please don't stop. Please keep tuning in
Yeah.
and enjoy us talking about nonsense. Yeah, so beanbag chairs, love seats. How about this?
Love
we'll make a
seats.
deal. If you pay
Love
us,
Seats don't sponsor us. Love Sack sponsor
how about
us.
this? How about what is Love Sack? Love Sack.
Sack.
Let's make a bet.
Yeah,
If you pay us $1,000 a month, it doesn't matter to plug you for a 20-second ad every
no,
episode.
we just want a big beanbag.
Yeah.
No,
we don't want.
$1,000
Wait a
month.
second.
Hold on,
We just
listen to
want
me. Let me finish this. Look, $1,000 a month. No matter how big we'll get, we'll still only take $1,000.
Oh,
And
okay.
for the rest until we hit 5,000.
Okay, so if
episodes.
we're like a multi-million-dollar company in the future and
You
they're still
still only have to
sponsoring us,
pay
they
us
only have to pay us $1,000.
$1,000 a month.
That's a big contract deal, I guess.
It's a big contract deal, but it gets us off our feet.
But think about it, yeah.
It gets us off our
I
feet
was
at the
thinking
beginning.
more like
and we'll
for
forever
the
be in their
next 10
debt.
episodes, we'll shout out Love Sack and they give us one of their beanbags.
No,
I was
it's too
gonna.
small.
I
I was
was
thinking.
see. I
Think
was gonna
bigger.
say give us like a Love Sack and like a $50 gift card, and that's it. That's all. And we will plug you forever.
Well, it's like, I'll do it for free. Heck, just I don't know, send me a love sack.
Yeah, exactly.
Just
It
manufacture
don't even
one and
have to
send
be
it
one
here.
of the giant ones. I just want it to be like
We want a
human
big
size.
one.
I want to be able to lay down on it.
All right,
Yeah.
look, I feel like the contract I said a few minutes ago is a solid,
It's a solid
contract because we're gonna work our butts off to keep growing, and all we can do is grow together, and you'll be a part of getting us off the ground. So, Love Sack.
Yeah.
Anybody watching this, if you have connections,
If you get connections with Love Sack,
send us the Love Sack, man.
they really are comfy. I've actually been on one.
Hey, man,
The size of a bed. It was the size of a bed.
I've never been on a Love
Queen
Sack.
size bed. So comfortable.
I would love to lay on one or
Super
sit on
comfortable.
one or something.
There's a
like
reason that they're so expensive.
that. All right. Well, we'd love to sit on it. Love Sack. Thank you for sponsoring this episode.
Is that our tagline? We'd love to sit on it. That's the tagline.
Hey, and thank you for sponsoring this episode.
They're not sponsoring us yet.
$1,000.
Forever.
Just for this month. A new 1,000 next.
Dude, speaking about winks, so the Super Bowl just happened. You know what I'm getting
Oh,
at?
yeah. That was really funny.
What a game.
Okay, so the
Chiefs got
weekend.
slaughtered.
No, I'm talking about the halftime
The
show.
halftime
Oh.
The weekend did the halftime show, and he winked at me. Me
Me? No.
personally.
Okay, so we're sitting there on the couch, and we're all watching this halftime show, and he looks right at the camera and he winks, right? And I was like, "Yo, he just winked at me."
No, it was
and then
me.
everybody else is like, "No."
He winked at me.
He winked at me, though.
Winked at me.
Dude, the weekend, in one wink, winked at almost everybody in America.
Oh yeah, millions and millions of people.
How can you make one wink so powerful?
Mm-hmm.
Dude,
Hey, it could have been
Definitely.
At least he didn't flash us. That's happened in the
It's
past.
like Wyatt
flashed
likes to
everybody
say.
in America.
It churned the chemicals.
Churn the
Turn the
chemicals.
chemicals.
It
Have I
pulled on
ever
the
said
tug
that?
strings, for
Someone
sure.
said it. I
It
thought it
pulled
was
on the tug
Wyatt.
strings.
Did you not say that?
I have never said turn the chemicals.
Someone said in my life
Probably someone at work that we don't know.
it churned the chemicals.
Okay.
What about pulley at the tug strings? That feels like more
Well,
on
it
brand.
didn't tug that. It didn't tug.
It didn't tug
No.
your strings at all?
No,
No.
All
nothing
right.
happened. No. It had to be. That would have to be like emotional.
Emotional.
Yeah.
All right. Well, speaking of the game itself, Chiefs got slaughtered. Nobody was picking up, what is his name, Patrick?
Mahomie?
Yeah.
Mahomie.
No one was catching
My
his
homie.
throws, man, and he was giving it all he had. Tom Brady was chilling, and they were catching everything he was
Everything.
throwing. Everything. man.
Everything.
And,
I think the other guy is a good quarterback.
Oh, he's a great quarterback. I'm
He's
saying
a good quarterback.
I'm saying they lost because the receivers
Is it
weren't catching him.
Mahoney?
Something like
I want
that.
to say it's Mahoney
I
or
don't know the
Mahoney.
I thought you were
biggest-
talking about
Mahoney.
the
Mahomie.
Brady.
No, I don't know. Is it with an
I think
M or an
it's-
N?
okay, I think it's something. Everybody knows who we're talking about. We
Right.
don't claim to be super big football
The quarterback.
fans. The quarterback of the Chiefs,
Right.
man.
He's a good quarterback. The way he runs the ball, right?
Yeah.
Is fantastic. I love seeing it.
Yeah.
I like to see a quarterback who will throw, who will pass, and who will run the ball.
Yeah.
Right? And he did all of that.
Yeah. And he actually made running kind of exciting, which is not common for most of the quarterbacks.
I mean, when you're a Steelers fan, your quarterback
Does nothing.
He doesn't. He just throws the ball.
Yeah.
No, he hands it off,
He,
dog.
well, he used to throw it.
Yeah.
Now he just
Now he hands it off, and someone runs straight through the middle, which we are fans of Steelers. And we're also disappointed in old Ben. Get
Yeah,
Joshua Dobbs out there, bro.
That is true.
He's older. He's a big dude. He's
He's
not
not
running
as old
the
as
ball.
Tom Brady.
Right. but,
He's like 4 years younger than Tom.
yeah.
But get Joshua Dobbs out there, Ben. He's a good quarterback. Let's see him play around a little bit.
Yeah, and that's why we don't claim to be anything with the NFL.
It sucks. We gotta wait so long until the next season, man.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Oh well.
We're not that devastated.
Yeah.
You
Get
want
into this topic.
Yeah, let's jump in because
Jump,
this is
jump.
going to be the first episode
Of 4.
of 4 episodes.
I thought it was going to be
It's 60s,
4
70s.
episodes.
It's going to be
Yeah, this is the first of 4.
First of 4 or first of
60s, 70s,
4.
80s, 90s.
What? What are you
First.
saying?
2010s. Yeah. So we've got 3 episodes lined up of this format, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to have a 4th episode that's going to be a big extravaganza.
An
right?
extravaganza. That we're actually gonna finish off season 7
with that episode.
before we take a 1 week break.
Yeah.
And then go straight to the summer show, the summer season. We're going to finish off season 7 with that extravaganza episode. But this is part 1 leading up to the extravaganza.
Yes, sir.
Hallelujah! You guys excited?
Yeah, and so what we're doing is we're going to be looking at some of our favorite movies or some movies that stand out from different decades. Yeah, exactly. This was Josh's idea, and we all sort of pitched in. And
So we bow to your good ideas.
I mean, we're starting the 60s and 70s this week.
Yes.
I will say, in research for the 60s and 70s, I was pulling up films, movies, whatever you want to call them,
Movie.
and I'm like, that would be a good movie. I'm going to put that on my list.
Yeah.
Came out in the 50s.
yeah.
Came out in the 50s. A lot of good movies came out in the 50s.
Oh, yeah. A lot of them.
See, but you were the one that cut us off on the 50s in the pre-planning. You were
No,
like,
I think it was a mutual decision because
Yeah.
yeah, I think we figured it'd just be too much. And the only reason we're not doing 50s or before, and I know there's some good movies, a lot of them in there. Casablanca is back there somewhere, which is one of my favorites. It would have been a little bit too much, right? So we're starting at the 60s and 70s just for the sake of keeping it within a certain amount of time.
how about this? Just for the sake of getting in front of it a lot. This fall, let's do
Can I throw
an
an honorable
extra
mention out?
large. In 1 second, let's do an extra large extravaganza where we
50s.
do something interesting about movies across all of cinema history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we can figure out how we're going to do that, but we can just cover everything almost, you know?
The film I wanted to put on my list, which is not on the list, is Singing in the Rain. I like that film.
I've never seen that one all the way through.
It's 52,
Okay. Yeah.
not 60s.
I wanted to also, honorable mentions, this one's for John Mark. I wanted to put Lawrence of Arabia on there. This is a 60s movie. But it's, number one, it's an incredibly long movie, and I've never seen it all the way through. But I know that there's like the theme of it's like, I don't know.
So,
It's
but
very
John
cool.
Mark loves it.
But John Mark loves it,
Yeah.
loves the movie. But since I wanted to put it on there,
Yeah.
but I've never seen it all the way through. I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, share some love for that film in the comments. If you've seen it, let us know if you like it.
Yeah.
Show some love to John Mark's favorite. Let's dive right into it.
Yeah.
All right. So I think we're starting with my 60s and 70s pick. Then we move to Joshua's, then Wyatt's last. And then we'll finish off the episode with something else. All right.
Sounds good to me.
What?
Okay. Let's
He's
go
probably
with
thinking, why you got to be first?
it.
I mean, you set up the slides.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hit it.
I'm hitting it. There we go.
Oh, very nice.
Okay, so
I almost picked The Great Escape as well.
dude, and as we're going through this, obviously we pick separately. So there are some overlaps that we in pre-planning, but we didn't want to include overlaps. So some of these some of these picks that I have, Joshua also liked, but he just between us both, we just got all the ones that we like that was overlapped and spread them out. So my 60s picks was My Fair Lady in 64, The Great Escape in 63, and The Sound of Music in 65. All three of these movies, well, especially My Fair Lady and Sound of Music, were very big films. Very popular films. Top-notch actors.
I almost picked My Fair Lady, too.
But The Great Escape is just an awesome movie.
It really is fantastic.
And it was on my list, too.
It was on your
Richard
list, yeah.
Attenborough. I almost picked it, but I hadn't seen it in a while, and I figured I don't have enough to add to it.
Yeah.
But Richard Attenborough is the guy from Jurassic Park,
Oh,
and
yeah.
David Attenborough's brother.
Yeah. I didn't even make that connection. Dang. Something obviously we're just humans, so we haven't seen. We are actually. We haven't seen everything from the 60s and 70s. Honestly, Wyatt's probably seen more than me and Joshua.
Oh,
have.
I was going
no.
through.
I've seen some stuff.
You,
All right,
you've
maybe
probably seen
Joshua's
more in the
seen more than
60s
than
because I
this
was
guy
going
over
through
here.
and I'm like,
I've seen the least amount.
I'm going through and I'm like, I want to add this, and for posterity's sake, I did not add any James Bond movies because there's just too many of them, right? And they are kind of action, fluff, I guess.
Yeah.
Right. So I didn't add any of those, even though I like a few of those. But yeah, as far as the 60s goes, there's so many movies that are so good. And the ones I picked are based on what I've seen and what I've
Not
liked.
on your turn yet. You wanna,
But pretty much what I'm saying is there's tons of movies from the 60s and 70s that I have not seen. So ultimately, this is lists that is our opinion, but it's going to be canon for the Wiseworks podcast.
yeah.
So what we decide we like and what we can mutually agree on based upon our individual picks is going to be based on what we have seen. So don't be offended if something's not included. There's a probability that we just didn't see it.
Is My Fair Lady a musical?
It is.
So two of yours are musicals.
The 60s were popping for musicals,
Yeah,
man.
they were.
The 60s had some... Okay, the Sound of Music, not only is that a wonderful family drama, a wonderful single woman love story, but also it's so culturally appropriate during the time it was set in.
So is Sound of Music and My Fair Lady.
Yeah.
When what you just said describes both of them.
All of them. My Fair Lady's a little more specific. I mean, the cultural climate was interesting in My Fair Lady, but the Sound of Music, the culture during the time that it was in does hold very high significance to the story itself. My Fair Lady was more based around a really interesting kind of family love story dynamic that essentially she's just, being analyzed and being taught how to speak well.
Yeah.
Being turned into a lady. And it's a really fun film. The Great Escape, man, I think there's so much to talk about this.
I haven't seen it in so long.
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm going to say,
for a while.
this may come up later, but between The Count of Monte Cristo and The Great Escape, I love tunnels and underground and escape movies. I love them so much.
I love, dude, escape
movies.
anything where they're like finding like a nail or something and hiding it away and then using it later. I don't know why. I just love it. I like when characters build up the ambition.
Yes.
Right? And the plan to escape.
Yeah.
I don't know. Tunnels, though.
It's a reverse heist movie.
Yes. Yes, it is a reverse heist. What do you have problems with tunnels, Joshua?
Used to not be so claustrophobic, but a little claustrophobic.
Really?
Yeah.
It's fine.
Does it make you claustrophobic to see it on screen?
When it collapses on you, yeah.
Like the guy in the Count of Monte Cristo.
The dude.
Or the dude on this.
On The Great Escape.
Or the dude on The Great Escape.
The guy who dug the tunnel got too scared to leave out of his own tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's a crazy twist.
Is that the one where they're is the scene where they're making their own moonshine?
Yeah, out of potatoes.
Because I quote it all the time where the dudes are sitting there and they take a sip and they're like, smooth. Right? And the other guy's like, smooth.
Yeah. No, The Great Escape is an incredible film. It's definitely, that's why there was a reason it was on me and Joshua's list both, because it was so good. But anything else you guys have to say about my picks for the 60s before we move on?
Good picks.
Thanks, man.
Big pick. They were picks.
Can't even give me a compliment, man. They were picks.
Decent pick.
They were.
You picked
all right.
something.
Half decent.
No, me neither. Okay, 70s picks. These are all pretty well-known films. Yep. Big reason why. What are you laughing at?
It's like you grab the top of the.
I didn't grab the top of the pile.
The ones that everybody knows. You're like.
Okay, yeah. First off, I think there's a reason why they're at the top of the pile.
Of course, they're excellent movies.
Also, I've seen a lot more films in the 70s than I have in the 60s, but in my opinion, so when I was coming up with these, I was balancing like what was most popular, what was actually well made, and what had a cultural impact.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to say, Godfather was an awesome movie.
Yes.
Jaws was a very popular movie in theaters, and for people to go see it, it was revolutionary in the horror thriller scene.
Oh yeah.
And then Star Wars was revolutionary. It was literally the birth of Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I know that's picking off the pile at the top,
but it has to be up
but
there.
it's
gotta be in the 70s pick. I knew if I didn't pick it, both of you guys would have picked it.
You picked some other stuff we hadn't seen.
Which that was also on my list.
Jaws and Star Wars was on Joshua's list.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised none of mine overlapped with you guys.
It's because you're hipster.
I was going for I was looking for the deep tracks.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Which honestly, I would really love, because we're doing this over a series of time, I would really love to dive into some of the films from these periods I haven't seen.
Who did the music for The Godfather?
Oh man, I don't even know.
Because I know we've got John Williams.
Yes.
On both of these.
Oh wait, if John Williams, that's a trifecta, man. If John Williams did, let's see, can I pull it up on Google real quick?
Trifecta.
Who
did the music? The score?
did the music for The Godfather Part 1?
Or the score?
Yeah, something like that. This should come up. Nino Rota.
Okay.
I don't know who Nino Rota is, but not John Williams.
Not John Williams. I was like, wouldn't it be funny if
It'd
he
be
had
so
picked all
funny.
3 John Williams movies?
Okay, that's an interesting thing. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, well, I didn't until I saw down there music
Yeah.
by John Williams.
Yep. So John Williams did A New Hope and Jaws.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's why I love both of them so much, because they fit.
During my rifling through 70s movies, I did Google John Williams movies and was looking for movies in the
Okay.
60s and 70s because I love John Williams. He makes I know he doesn't make the movies, but his soundtracks
It makes the movie.
the movies.
Yeah, it really does.
I mean, when you think of Jaws, what do you think first?
Dun-dum,
Doo-dum. And what's the second thing you think? Bad animatronics at the end.
Yeah.
Maybe the boy getting eaten. Fun fact, Jaws is based on a true story.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I've watched Shark Week.
Sharknado?
How about this? For those of you at home who don't know, the prop that they used for Jaws, the big giant shark prop,
Yeah.
that they had to use on the boat and things, the crew named it Bruce.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Right?
Yeah.
So if you have, if you're watching Finding Nemo,
Yeah.
the big great white shark's name is Bruce.
Bruce.
I don't think it's a
Hi,
coincidence.
Bruce.
I'm sure in Finding Nemo, they were probably thinking.
It's not a coincidence.
Shout out, Bruce.
That's because it's
It's an iconic film.
yeah.
I hear that.
I didn't know that. You got little fun facts in your
I
pocket.
tell you,
man.
I've watched Shark Week.
Yeah. Fun
I
facts.
tell you. But yeah, obviously, if you haven't seen these, that we will be talking about them more at length.
Towards the end.
Towards the end and maybe into future episodes in this series. However, take note. We're going to move on, but these are all movies we love, we cherish.
Yeah, and these are movies that we have to talk about in the future.
Yes.
In
depth.
legally.
Legally.
Like, you made these picks, right? This is your pick forever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Similar to Love Sack.
Yeah.
We are being paid and under obligation.
We're gonna get in trouble.
All right, let's go. Let's just go to Joshua's picks. All right,
Yes, sir.
60s for Joshua.
60s.
Ooh-wee. You got 4 picks for the 60s.
Interesting.
I'm trying to remember what I
picks.
picked. Okay.
Good picks.
Let's start with True Grit. Okay, there's a lot of good Western movies that came out in the 60s. I have not, I'm ashamed to say, as a cowboy movie lover or Western lover, I'm ashamed to say, and I will say this very shamefully, I've not seen any Clint Eastwood Westerns.
Me either.
The funny part is, looking through the 60s, I was like, dang, Clint Eastwood
Clint
was
Eastwood
on fire.
Yeah.
He was on fire,
Got
man.
so many, Fistful of Dollars, Hanging High, all these good
Yeah.
ones. I'm like, woohoo.
Why have we not seen any of Clint Eastwood's stuff?
Dude, have you seen Pale Rider?
No, we haven't seen any of them.
Oh,
Haven't seen any of them. So
you ever seen Shane?
Dude, is he in it?
No.
Friggin', we've been sleeping on Clint.
But I've been I mean, in my early days, I watched a lot of John Wayne. Dude, I love me some John Wayne.
And who's cool? Who's aside from Clint Eastwood's character, Rooster Cogburn is one of the coolest cowboy characters.
I don't know. I personally liked, oh gosh.
Whoops.
I personally liked, Heath Ledger as a cowboy.
What? No,
I can't quit you.
no. But yeah, True Grit was kind of
Yeah.
towards the end of John Wayne's career as a cowboy.
But it's still got that awesome scene.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
he's like riding through the field.
Yeah. Yep.
That's so good.
It is so good. So good.
All right, talk about the other 3.
Planet of the Apes. I don't know. Something about Planet of the Apes
Charlton Heston.
just hit me. It turned those chemicals, as we
Dude.
like to say.
Why are you doing?
Charlton
We came up with an
Heston.
awesome one.
Pulley on the
tug
tug strings.
Turning the chemicals is good.
Well, I can turn
Have you
those
seen
chemicals
Planet
and
of the
pull.
Apes?
Not the originals.
Not this version.
Wow.
I have them all on Blu-ray. We should watch them.
Wait, were you answering for me?
No,
No.
So you haven't seen this?
no, I've seen it.
No.
I have them all on Blu-ray.
But when he asked me, wait, okay, never mind.
I
Keep
said,
going.
have you seen? I said, have you seen Planet of the Apes? And you said no, and he said probably not this one.
Oh, Exactly, he was answering for me.
Okay.
It's so good though. It's got some good lines.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're familiar with the new movies, right? Like when in this one, Charlton Heston's trying to escape, and they catch him in a net, and they try to grab him, and that's where he says the line,
Or even the line at the end.
or the line at the end.
You know which one I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know
Well,
which one I'm
the
talking about?
line in the net is "Keep your paws off me." Right?
Yeah,
You darn dirty apes.
Yeah.
Right? I didn't say darn, right? But I'm trying to keep it kid friendly here.
Yeah.
But in the new movies, that's where Draco Malfoy's character says, keep your paws off me, you darn dirty ape.
Darn dirty apes.
Yeah. Okay. So, are we good with this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just you're rolling with the conversation.
Okay. So, the next pick, the Swiss Family. I don't know, something about just the forest, the animals, and having a tree house.
The survival. But the thing is, they
And
weren't
the pirates.
surviving.
And the pirates.
They were surviving.
No, they were thriving.
They were thriving.
They were smart, and they got the stuff off the ship. Now, it was heartbreaking when they blew up the ship.
Yeah.
Right? Because I'm like, no, all that rope. All that rope. Oh,
I'm thinking, all that good old wood.
we're talking about rope this big. You can't make that in the wild.
No.
Right? But they had to for the sake of avoiding the pirates or whatever. But I love the music in that movie too.
Yes, but what I'm saying though is, out of all the survival movies, this is a solid family development story, but from a survival standpoint. But it was never depressing. Like, it was never like, we're barely making it. They got on the island. They made a huge tree house. They're working hard. They built a tiger freaking trap.
But it shows what you can do with a family.
Yeah, with a family.
It's all about family. I think Vin Diesel taught us that.
He did.
Family.
I
Do
love
your
you.
best. Do your best, Vin Diesel from
I
Fast
don't know,
and Furious.
my guy.
From Fast and Furious. What's a good line that he says?
It's family.
Is there like a phrase?
I have no idea.
Family.
Family.
Let's ride. I don't know.
I don't know.
I haven't seen it in a minute.
Welcome to beautiful world.
Yeah, no. Now, see, one of my favorite parts of survival movies is the beginning where it's really tough, and then they start surviving, right, and thriving. But Swiss Family Robinson, of course, it's a family movie,
But
right?
you know what's also incredible about Swiss Family Robinson?
What's incredible?
They are in a a shipwreck. And they're they're struggling to get over to the island to get off the ship. They're getting their stuff, but everyone's just kind of chipper, man.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
everyone's
there's
just
some
kinda
suspense with the sharks.
Yeah, but
Or
right?
even
it's pretty
there's-
mild.
There's a scene where the dad is on the beach in despair. Do you know which scene I'm talking about?
Yeah, there's a quick little moment, but it wasn't at that moment that they decided. The wife's like, "We're gonna make this home." You know what I mean?
I don't remember what the kids' names were. Does anybody remember?
I don't
remember
know,
one got attacked by a snake. That was pretty awesome.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that is awesome.
Right?
The
The movie goes all over.
the movie, there's a love interest, there's pirates, there's a damsel in distress, man.
Yeah.
Who doesn't enjoy a good
Damsel in distress.
damsel in distress? There's tigers, there's battles,
There's elephants. There's
tigers.
Ostrich.
Ostrich.
There's
Ostrich
a fun race.
racing.
That was a fun scene. The race scene.
There's
The tiger in
There's
the
so
pit.
much in this movie.
The
There's-
hyenas.
there's fun little sexual innuendo comments that are humorous that are
that are
made.
the brothers are mean to each other, right? Because they're both competing for the same.
Remember when
girl.
they're looking dead eyes into each other? They're getting ready to fight and they're being thrown all over. They're all dirty and they're just I've never seen anyone
I love them
stare at someone
winding
just,
up. They were
Or
both
even
good actors.
The
very
scene where
good
they're
actors.
he's like, "Hey, I might need to see that razor after you," and he's like, "Wait, let me see." Yep, got it.
All right.
Hit Hello Dolly.
Yeah, hit
Yeah.
Hello Dolly right quick.
I mean, Hello Dolly it's a classic. I mean, if you've never seen Hello Dolly, you've at least seen Wally.
Yeah.
WALL-E, it's all over WALL-E, but it's a great musical. I would definitely recommend it. That's all really I can say, except for it has good music, good...
It's got Louis Armstrong in it.
Good pacing. Yeah, it does have Louis Armstrong.
It's funny.
Do your best Louis Armstrong.
I see skies of blue and clouds of white. I see leaves of green. I see
Come on, it's gotta be.
red roses too.
That's pretty good.
Red roses too.
I can only do it like 3 lines, and then I'm like,
I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
I don't want to get copyright.
And I think to myself.
All right. Anything else on Hello Dolly?
No.
It really is a good
Yeah,
musical.
I mean, good dancing,
It's
good...
great. If you're looking for a fun time with good, funny moments, good
and
acting,
women
and
that work.
women that work.
Wow.
And you know, the score for the movie really does drive WALL-E.
Yeah.
It drives the whole movie forward.
Yeah, it really does.
So if you've seen WALL-E, it's gonna be fun to watch Hello Dolly.
It's going to be more fun if you watch Hello Dolly and then go back and watch WALL-E. Because all of a sudden, the movie comes to life more.
Yeah.
Anything else? Ready to move on
Yeah.
to your 70s.
70s.
All right, 2 picks.
You only have 2?
Because he had 4 on the
Oh, yeah.
See, I had a lot that Joseph had on his list.
Okay, yeah.
I had Star Wars. I had The Great Escape. I had
Jaws.
Jaws. I had a bigger list because I knew there was going to be overlap. So I just did a couple. So, Halloween. You don't like Halloween?
I've never seen it.
I also haven't seen Halloween.
Is that the one that goes or is that
Maybe.
or am I thinking Jason?
Maybe. This is Jason. This is
This
Jason.
Jason?
Yes.
Wait,
Okay.
Halloween is Jason?
Yes.
I thought that was Friday the 13th.
No. Unless I'm getting confused. No, this is
This is Jamie Lee Curtis.
yeah. Well, I picked this because a couple years ago, whenever the latest one came out, I watched that one and I'm like, I like this. It's suspenseful and it's like a thrilling movie, but it's not the classic like Conjuring or anything like that we see now.
Conjuring.
Conjuring.
Is he like immortal or something? Is he a monster? Or is he just a regular person?
Just a regular person.
Okay, yeah,
But
that makes it a little bit better for me.
In that movie, he's in prison and he escapes.
Okay.
I've only seen that one and this one. But
Both have Jamie Lee Curtis?
yes, there's actually multiple. Yeah,
Yeah,
that one.
that one. So he
Okay.
wears a mask like Jason, but it's not the hockey mask.
I feel like
I don't know much about Halloween. That's my problem.
I know one of them. I think it's Friday the 13th where the soundtrack is the ch-ch-ch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
So
yes.
you liked it. What
I mean,
was it?
It's just good because I think it's different from like all of the more demon possession.
Yeah.
type stuff. and
Another
this is
one similar
more scary to me. I think.
is The Stepfather.
Mhm.
We'll have to go watch The Stepfather together because it's in a similar vein. He's a serial killer.
Okay.
Was the scariness in Halloween in this 1978 version? Did the thrilling and the creepy and the scariness hold up, or was it not really?
It held up. Excuse me. It held up a little bit. It was more of a Jaws type thing, to where you see
It
like
builds.
the camera going through the water, and then there's not really a shark type
Yeah.
thing. There was a lot of that, but it still was good.
After being desensitized to so many other films,
It was still
wasn't,
good.
Like it didn't make you jump. Like, you weren't like, oh,
I mean, I do that already, so
you do when you wake up.
yeah. Okay, and then my other pick was
Fiddler on the Roof.
Fiddler on the Roof, my guy. Which you said it was on your list, but
It
you
was.
didn't put it on your final list.
No, I didn't. When I was coming up with him, it was on my list, but I eliminated it.
And this is why I picked Fiddler on the Roof.
Go ahead.
If I was a rich man.
Just because it's iconic and it's good.
Yeah,
It's a good
and
time.
it's
It's a good movie. Sad. long.
I don't think the original score was John Williams, but he like did a remaster, I'm pretty sure. Of it or something.
I like it. I what I thought was most interesting about the movie is the beginning, really sort of starts with the whole matchmaker thing.
Mm-hmm.
And the matchmaker is trying to find, good husbands for the girls because the family is, the mom, the dad, and 3 girls, right? So that means he has to pay a dowry for each daughter, but he wants them to have a good husband, right? A rich husband, a husband that makes money. So when he's like, when it seems like his one daughter's gonna get married to, was it the butcher?
Yeah, something like that.
He's got money, right?
Yeah.
That's the scene in the bar where they're like, L'chaim, to life.
To life. Yeah.
That's one of my favorite scenes.
My favorite scene is the wedding dances.
Yeah.
Where they're like, they balance on their top hats.
Yeah.
And they're like down and they're doing like the leg kicks.
Yeah.
Squatting and stuff. Dude, the wedding dances are fun. I think they did the Jewish weddings very justice.
See, what I found intriguing about it was that each of the daughters finds their own
different
their own way, right? Somebody who they love, right? Rather than just
even
a
if
match.
they're German.
It didn't matter.
Yeah.
And the fun part is seeing the father process
Right.
all of the different versions of these men that
Like-
his daughters are marrying.
Like he goes through this process where he's like out in the field and he's like, tradition. And then he's like, well, if she loves him, then I can accept it. And then with the third daughter, right? He's like, well, I guess if she loves him. And then he's like, no.
But he says it like, does she love him?
Yeah. Yeah.
I will say, this brings back memories to one of our trips on the Appalachian Trail.
Oh, really?
You remember this?
No.
We were hiking on the Appalachian Trail. We would take these hikes. We talked about this on the podcast before. Every year, like 60 miles on the Appalachian Trail, you would go a little bit crazy.
A little bit.
This guy we would hike with, or we went with one year, James Burrow, for some reason, it almost made it his theme song was If I Was a Rich Man. Do you remember this now?
I don't. There was other things that I remember, but I don't
sounds like a
remember.
song you could go like if you were starting to go crazy.
Yes.
Like,
You're hiking for days, backpacking, and he's just singing, If I Was a Rich Man. And you're just like, I'm going crazy.
We're all going crazy.
Those are good picks.
All of us.
Yeah.
They really
There are
are.
some solid picks. All right, Wyatt.
Let's
your
go.
picks. Wyatt's 60s picks. I will let you know I have not seen any of these.
Okay, so I figured you guys might not. Well, the first one I'm gonna start off on the left is Hang 'em High with Clint Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood, which I already shamed myself. So
Is Hang 'em High the one he's like, you feeling lucky?
no.
That's
no.
Dirty Harry.
Yeah.
See, I haven't seen any of them.
Okay.
Why didn't you put Dirty Harry? It's more iconic.
I don't think it's 60s. I think it's like 70s.
Oh.
So in Hang 'em High, Clint Eastwood's character gets hung from the neck,
Yeah.
right, by some bandits, and left to die, right? They didn't kill him, and so he somebody comes along and saves him, and he's got this big rope scar on his neck, right? And he becomes I think a deputy. And the sheriff kind of like tries to convince him that, you don't need to use your newfound power as a deputy to get revenge, right? And he's sort of down with that until bandits come back around and he decides to take some action. But it is really a good movie. I haven't seen it in a while, but I remember Ethan was riding a bike once and he hit his neck
Ooh.
on a
At
property line.
Maranatha?
No.
Oh.
In Georgia, he hit his neck on a property line, knocked him off the bike, and so Ethan has, you can't tell unless he like looks up and you're looking close, but he's got a scar, a burn across his neck, just like Clint Eastwood's character. So we called Ethan Hang 'em High for a little while.
Hang 'em high.
Hang 'em high.
I like
All
that.
right, The Birds. I know it's Alfred Hitchcock.
Yeah, it is. It is.
I don't know why I haven't watched it. I just haven't. It's been on my list to watch, actually.
I picked the movie because it was one of the ones that I had always heard about and never seen. It had always scared me. And so I watched it, and it wasn't quite as scary as I thought. But ultimately, the ending wasn't satisfying, which is part of why I picked it. Was the ending wasn't very satisfying.
I like those kind of films, though.
Right? It didn't end the way I wanted to. I wanted some sort of, serious resolution.
But
right?
that's what makes it good.
But that's what makes it good. But I mean, as far as the movie looks, it looks fantastic. And it starts building, right?
Yeah.
It starts building with like a bird hitting the windshield or a bird hitting somebody's head, right? And it starts to get really scary. So I picked it because partly because it's iconic.
Yeah.
And partly because it ended not the way I wanted to, but it's still a good movie.
And it stood out to you.
Yeah.
It's almost like you kind of want, like if you're watching a movie that is branded and written a little off, then you kind of want it to end. Like you don't want a resolution necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of want to feel
like
something's lost,
Yeah.
Continue the motion that the movie was trying to give you even after the movie.
Mm-hmm. So this one is Harakiri, I believe is how it's properly pronounced, which means it's
say that again.
Harakiri. I know. I'm sure I'm butchering the Japanese.
Harakiri.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which in Japanese is a ritual suicide, right? Also seppuku.
Ritual suicide, almost like Last Samurai.
Yeah, that's what they were doing in
Okay.
Last Samurai, where they
What?
Yeah,
That's what this movie's all about?
Okay, so the movie is about samurai who, when they're down, their master for some reason has been disgraced, right? And if they can't find any work, right, they roam around as a ronin for a while. And if they can't find work and they can't find a master, what starts happening is they'll go to a nearby like dwelling, right, where there's a master. He has servants and everything. It's a good house, right? And they will say, I'm here to commit ritual suicide, right? So that because I can't find any work.
Yeah.
And hope that the master takes pity on them and says, no, don't do it. Here's some food. Here's some water. Maybe here's a job, right? But it was happening too often. So the master of the house the master of the house is away, right? So the second in command starts taking a stance against this.
Yeah.
So if somebody says they are committing ritual suicide, they are committing ritual suicide, right? Back then it was about honor, right? And if you didn't do it, you were dishonoring yourself, right?
And probably the family and everybody knows
and the people in the house and your family. So the main character's son goes to one of the houses and says that, right? And they make him commit ritual suicide, right? But he didn't have a real sword. He sold his sword. He had a wooden sword, right? So, they were making him use a wooden sword, right? They didn't give him a second, which is the person who cuts off your head, right? So that you don't have to suffer for too long. And so the main character goes there and says he's going to do the same. And they don't know he's the father, or he's the father-in-law of the other guy. but he starts telling the story of what happened. Right,
Yeah.
that's where the movie starts with him in the courtyard. Right, and it outlines how brutal their society was, how terrible the ritual suicide was, and how it was even more dishonorable of them to do what they did, right, instead of helping out their fellow man.
Fascinating.
And it is visually fantastic.
Is it a Japanese film?
Japanese. It's black and white too, I believe.
Is there subtitles on Japanese?
Yes, of course.
Of course.
It is beautiful.
Okay.
Beautiful,
And sad. And I love it.
I hated the ending. I love it so much. All right, cool, man. That actually is very appealing. I struggle. I mean, I've said it before. I struggle watching,
Movies with subtitles?
Yeah.
It's
Because I can't
alright.
pay attention. But it's
I've done
intriguing.
it for a long time.
Yeah, it's intriguing enough. I might give this a shot. All right, let's go to your 70s.
He's
and
gonna
then we'll
watch
move
a
on.
film. Wow.
I might watch Hang 'em High. Heck. All right, 70s picks for Wyatt.
Another diverse cast.
Yeah.
I know one of these.
Yeah.
Now,
I will
I
say-
didn't know there was an original Westworld.
Okay, so the reason I picked Westworld isn't because it's a fantastic movie, because it is kind of boring, right? It is suspenseful, but it is kind of boring.
Yeah.
Towards the end, it's a lot of walking, not a lot happening, but because it was one of Michael Crichton's
Michael Crichton?
yeah, who wrote Jurassic Park, Congo,
Yeah.
Westworld,
Mm-hmm.
right? But, geez, that Louis Armstrong. The screenplay for this, it was adapted into his novel Jurassic Park, right?
Okay.
Because it's a fake amusement park made up of robots that goes rogue. Similar with Jurassic Park, right? It was the original idea. And then, of course, now there's a modern Westworld TV show.
Which is also really
right?
cool.
Which is also cool. But it's inspired so much. And it was one of the early ones. And it's cool because it's like cowboys and robots, which everybody loves.
Cowboys and Robots.
And I believe the man in the black hat is
Yeah.
played by Yul Brenner, who
Yeah.
I don't know why that was important. I don't know why that was important to us.
Yul Brenner?
We were
We were watching
going through some
Cool
something
Runnings.
to-
We were watching Cool Runnings.
Cool Running.
And one
watched
of the
Cool
characters'
Runnings.
names is Yul Brenner, and
Oh,
they're like,
yeah.
John Candy's like, Yul Brenner.
Yul
like,
Brenner.
You know, it's the actor.
Dude, shout out to Cool Runnings.
Cool
Yeah,
Runnings.
it's a
We
good
watched
movie.
that the
I had
other
never
day.
seen it.
Why did you watch it without me?
Well,
You watched Coming to America without
and
me.
There's a thing. Did you know you're married? And
Yeah, I could watch it whenever.
we're
We're not.
roommates.
Yeah, we're bros. Bros before Joes.
Sad.
Dab me up, dog.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
And then 3 Days of the Condor, right, is a classic Robert Redford movie, right?
Yeah.
He's like a reader who reads books and looks for hidden subliminal messages from spies from other countries and stuff. And they discover something, and his whole they have a little shop. They get shot up and killed. Like they kill his friends and everything. And so he's running from the government and assassins.
I'm guessing the CIA.
Yeah. And is
it
he
fantastic?
he takes a woman hostage, right? And it's a thrilling movie, and the
And it's
ending
fantastic.
is fantastic.
Fantastic.
Do I say that a lot?
You
Oh my
do.
gosh. It's really good.
It's fantastic.
And yeah, the ending really gets you because it's
Fantastic.
fantastic. There's like an assassin guy who's a great character. But it is a good
Yeah.
movie.
And then the third one.
So I
This is a
picked,
trash pick, honestly, in my opinion.
really
What?
No. What's the lead guy's name?
Gene Wilder.
Gene Wilder. He's a great actor.
Mhm.
He played
Okay.
a great Willy Wonka.
Mm-hmm.
But that Willy Wonka, the older I get, the more I analyze it. It's a crap film.
What?
It's not a crap film.
No.
It's crap.
Why? Why do you say it's a crap film?
Grandpa Joe gets under my skin like nobody's business.
Okay, right. We know this.
Grandpa Joe. Okay, cut Grandpa Joe out of the story. What do you
The
think
little
of it?
kid has a weird face.
What?
All right.
I don't
So
like his
what?
acting.
Okay. But cut that kid out of the
But
film.
I've seen
What do you get?
other kids that have acted even worse.
Yeah.
I hated the Chocolate River.
Okay, the Chocolate River could have looked a little bit more satisfying. It
Okay,
looked
cut
more
Grandpa
like
Joe out, get rid of the lead character, and then get rid of the
Chocolate
river. What do you get?
I don't like the burping that takes place as they're trying to get on the floor.
That's funny.
Okay,
I think
get
it's
rid of
stupid. They're
Grandpa
like,
Joe.
And like Grandpa Joe's like he's freaking like surprised every time he burps. He goes like Ooh.
But
It's stupid.
Yes.
it's about a kid who wins a 1 in a billion opportunity, and he's poor, and he's his family's poor, and he goes on a magic journey, right?
With candy.
There's
And magical
it's
Oompa Loompas.
not about the candy.
What about the Oompa Loompas?
And the Oompa Loompas, which scared me when I was
Yes,
a kid.
they're-
right?
they're very
But
creepy.
I really they're actually my favorites now, right? I really love the Oompa Loompas.
How many people played the Oompa Loompas in this?
I don't know.
How many?
There's a lot of people.
You think how many actors played the Oompa Loompas?
They probably had like I would be willing to bet they still did some form of split screen.
I don't know.
The technology is
Also,
kind of old.
it was revolutionary on some visual technologies.
Yeah.
It had some really cool looking moments.
Yeah.
And a lot of big sets and
Gene
a lot
Wilder
of
was awesome.
great
Roald
music.
Dahl. I'm not saying it right. Roald Dahl. Roald Dahl.
Roald Dahl. Was Roald Dahl did this?
What? How do you say it? Wyatt? Yeah, I know you're Roald Dahl. Roald Dahl. Come on.
I have no idea what you're
I
saying.
can't pronounce the guy's name right.
Roald Dahl.
That guy.
Are you talking about Roald Dahl?
Yes.
That was the person that wrote Fantastic Mr. Fox.
And he did this.
And he did?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Do you not remember? We did
a best watch.
Best Watch on it.
I remember.
But the music is good.
Yeah, the music's
Yeah.
good.
And it's got a happy ending.
Except for the I got a golden ticket.
I got a golden ticket.
You know why? Because
hand.
I think because Grandpa Joe is there. And it
Yeah,
makes
but
me mad.
okay, so yes, Grandpa Joe. But they get up
Good
and
old
they
Grandpa
dance
Joe.
and they have fun.
Yeah, Grandpa Joe is up and dancing. That's the problem.
We're gonna start calling you Grandpa Joe.
Don't
You keep
you
acting
dare
like this.
call me Grandpa Joe.
Good old Grandpa Joe.
Okay, I personally think Tim Burton's version with Johnny Depp is better.
It's not. It's dark.
No. Yeah, not as
It's
good.
dark. It's
I like
not
it.
as fun.
Mhm.
It doesn't have Gene Wilder in it.
It doesn't have. They don't sing Golden Ticket in that.
No.
No Golden Ticket.
The best
I
moment.
don't think they sing.
they don't sing anything in that one.
No. They don't sing the.
I will say Anna Sophia Robb is in that movie.
Yeah, Anna Sophia Robb is.
That's the Candyman.
Candyman.
They're all good songs.
Okay, but the best moment in Willy Wonka, he's like, "You get nothing.
Oh,
Good day, sir."
Good day, sir.
That's the best moment when he gets pissed.
It's over. You lose. Good day, sir.
Yeah, that's the best moment in my opinion. Is when Gene Wilder actually gets very upset.
Right. It's a good movie.
But I'm not gonna trash on it anymore. But it has issues.
It does.
Okay.
Like,
it has issues.
What's with
Grandpa
when they get
Joe.
on the boat, and like the weird scenes where they're
Oh, yeah.
tripping.
They were probably tripping.
it's all
That
those
candy
They were-
dog
candy
and
and
some
mushrooms.
LSD in it.
Yeah, mushrooms.
DMT. Friggin', they were on a real life trip.
Yeah.
And also, I don't get another thing. The ending of that movie is really annoying to me because I know he gets the chocolate factory, but it's also like they're on a flying elevator.
Yeah.
Silly.
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 There's a funny commentary that I'll have to show you guys for this movie.
All right, let's go ahead and get into the last bit. All right, so now here is the fun part. We are going to analyze everything we've gone through. Hope you're still with us because this is a good part. We're going to list the best top 3 movies from our picks.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be canon on this podcast for the 60s and then the top 3
Is
for
this
the
a group
70s.
selection?
Yeah.
We got to try to make it
narrow it down.
anonymous.
Anonymous.
Yeah,
Anonymous. Yeah. That one.
Anonymous.
Anemone.
And
We all got to vote on it. All
Right.
So, let me pull up my little graph. Gosh.
I say Willy Wonka goes on that one.
No, it don't.
Yes, it does, Grandpa Joe.
I'd say there's a lot of people that would agree with me for Willy Wonka.
All right, so
One
we're
of
gonna...
okay, of the movies, right? Willy Wonka is still one of the most recognizable ones up there.
I don't know. The Godfather and Jaws for me.
Right. But also Willy Wonka.
The Godfather, Jaws, and Willy Wonka.
We're starting in the 70s. Let's start in the
Okay.
60s.
60s.
All right. So,
Name them off for us, because I can't really
we got
see
The
it.
Great Escape, The Sound of Music, My Fair Lady, Hello Dolly,
Mm-hmm.
True Grit, Planet of the Apes, Swiss Family Robinson, Hang 'em High, The Birds, and the one in Japanese.
Harakiri.
Harakiri.
I didn't. Okay.
Well, we both wanted Great Escape. I vote for that.
I'm
You
going to
want-
vote Great Escape
Great
number
Escape.
1.
Yeah.
Are we already at number 1?
Yeah.
For Great Escape? Oh,
Yeah.
man, okay. I thought we would work up to number 1.
Okay, do we want to put it on number 2? Just as
I don't
placeholder? Let's put it on number 2 placeholder.
All right, let's do a placeholder for number 2.
Okay.
All right. Placeholder for number 2. I also have to say, I know it's my pick, but I feel like The Sound of Music was super important for the 60s.
Right. They both have Nazis in them. How many Nazis
we
are
are
we
German.
putting up on the board?
We are German, but then I also think the other one that's super important and the message of the story transforms into history is Swiss Family Robinson.
See,
I think, one of those two are really important in my
I'm
mind.
going to say The Sound of Music is more important.
Then the Swiss
okay.
Family Robinson?
Yeah, let's throw Sound of Music
it's about,
up there.
It's also about a family surviving.
So I would say
Just in
Sound of
in
Music.
different
Let's
circumstances.
put Sound of Music up
All right,
there.
on number 3
more,
for now?
Yeah, I think that's more widely. People would agree with us on that.
Okay. So at the moment, we got The Great Escape at number 2
Yep.
and The Sound of Music at number 3 for the 60s. What
See-
out of our list is a number 1?
I didn't know that that me picking movies that you guys hadn't seen would be, to my detriment.
How about
Right,
let's do
so that I
this?
but the
can't
thing
win.
is, but the thing is, this isn't a winning thing.
I want to win though.
I want
The
to
thing is,
win.
everything before this has all just been great recommendations.
Yeah.
This is where we decide, according to this podcast and our opinions, what we all agree from our picks are the top 3 from that
Do you
decade.
think something you picked could be on the top 3?
I don't know.
I feel like if
'Cause I was
would've
gonna
seen
say,
Birds,
what
it
if
has
we-
potential to be on the list?
What if we move the Great
no,
Escape
no.
to number 1,
No.
Sound of Music, and then put one of yours up there?
No. I don't want it to be up there just because it's, so that we have one of each or whatever. I'd say the next one has to either go to Planet of the Apes or True Grit.
Really?
True Grit is like John Wayne. It's he's like the king cowboy. I don't know what it.
Yeah.
What, he's like the king of cowboys.
I will say this. I know the 70s was big, but the freaking Westerns, I was about to say spaghetti Westerns, but the Westerns in the 60s are strong. And True Grit is the only, well, besides, I guess, Hang 'em High. But True Grit's more well-known.
Look,
it has John Wayne.
I could have picked A Fistful of Dollars, which is one of Clint Eastwood's most famous.
You could have. There's a lot
Right.
of movies we all could have picked.
But I think True Grit. Do I think it's number 1? No.
Put it at number 3. Are we good with
Or
number
Planet of the Apes. Although I don't think Planet of the Apes, as a whole, is as entertaining as
3?
True Grit.
It's not. I will.
This is
agree.
what I think. This is the category I think. I think Sound of Music is number 1.
But you've never seen. Have you seen True Grit?
Yeah.
The old one.
Yes. I borrowed it from you.
Okay. Have you seen Planet of the Apes?
No. But the thing is, Planet of the Apes...
Is your vote logical or
I'm
relevant?
Also, look,
no.
I'm thinking everything logical outside of actually seeing the movie.
Trust me, I can vouch for you. I don't think Planet of the Apes goes up there.
That's what I'm saying.
Compared to True Grit?
Okay, the True Grit is a John Wayne Western.
But we have to give, what's the actor in that?
Charlton Heston.
We have to give Charlton Heston.
Here's the problem, though. Charlton Heston carries the movie on his back.
Okay.
Right? Like freaking Atlas carrying that movie.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's kind of boring. It's kind of monotone as far as the color schemes. And the ending is, you burned it up, that's it, right? Whereas True Grit's like, bah! And he's got both the 30-30s, and he's like, and he's riding a horse through a field. And Or is that a different movie?
I
feel like it's True Grit.
Okay, this is what I think the list should be based on importance. I think Sound of Music might be number 1.
And then after that, his horse falls out on top of him. He's like, "You never give me a reason to cuss you," but and he cusses his horse.
Cusses. Okay, I think Sound of Music might be number 1. In my opinion, Great Escape is still number 2, and maybe True Grit is number 3. Sound of Music was beloved by everyone.
Wait, is it number 1 or 2?
I think Sound of Music's number 1.
Are we going by what everybody thinks, or which one flat out is a better movie?
This is what I'm processing. It has to be a good movie, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. How important it was, how many people loved it, and also just the overall message of the story. Does it bring a message that we would want to put on a pedestal?
I'd say Sound of Music probably goes first.
Put Sound of Music, then Great Escape, then True Grit. Or no, True Grit, then think? Sound of Music, and then Great Escape.
You think True Grit's better than Great Escape?
I think the endings for both the Great Escape and True Grit
are fantastic.
They're great, right? But they're a little bit, kind of sad.
I would agree.
Right? So
they are very sad.
They're sad. The Great Escape does not end the way you think it will.
Okay. No, doesn't.
It's a great escape, but not forever.
But only like...
Don't say. Don't say.
Okay, so we're debating on whether The Great Escape or True Grit goes in second place.
Yeah.
Let's put True Grit second. No, Great Escape.
See, I think Great Escape's second, in my opinion.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
I'm all right with that.
Because also The Great Escape,
as long as John Wayne's up there,
The Great Escape was based on a true story.
Yeah,
that's why
I'll say the ending to True Grit. There were some questions in my mind watching it. Like I was like, oh, did that dude die? What happened?
True Grit?
Yeah, True Grit. So
are you thinking of the new one or the old one?
The old one, because the new one was trash.
He didn't die.
Like the new one.
The new one was trash.
He didn't die.
Absolute trash.
He didn't die.
No.
Matt Damon's character.
Oh. Yeah,
I was positive.
He died. I thought you were talking about the main guy.
In the old one, it was like, did he die? Right? I thought he just got like hit with a rock or something. I don't remember. But also, Jeff Bridges did not play a good Rooster Cogburn. He was all drunk all the time. Yeah. They're like riding through the woods.
Dude, and that tongue scene.
I don't remember.
He's like, you bit your tongue half off. I'm going to go ahead and rip it the rest of the way.
I don't remember.
Oh, man, that's nasty. But yes, I'm good with that.
So you think The Great Escape second, True Grit third?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We all agree on that?
Yes.
Yes.
Right. Okay, we got the 60s in.
Okay, right off the bat, I think Star Wars needs to be up there somewhere.
Does it really?
It really do.
It really do be.
It started a very big thing, and it was super loved by everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Think about the way your dad talked about Star Wars when it first came out. I think about the way my mom did.
Mm.
She went and watched it almost every weekend for months when it came out.
Not every weekend.
I'm exaggerating
a
little bit, obviously, but she emphasized that she wanted to keep watching it.
Mm.
My dad did destroy one of his father's tools to make a blaster like Han Solo.
Also,
like cut the cord off with a pair of scissors.
Also, it's just a fantastic introduction to these characters.
It is. But I think we have to address the fight scene.
What fight scene? Which
the
one?
The fight scenes.
Which one?
between Obi-Wan and Darth Vader.
They really suck.
Yeah, did you know you can see a cable for the lightsaber
Oh yeah,
in it?
they were just so heavy they could barely hold them up.
Oh no, like a wire to light them.
The second one, as far as like so much improvement on the sword fight.
Yeah.
Plus, you have that awesome line in the second one from Darth Vader.
But it doesn't come out in the 70s.
And he's like, all too easy. That's my favorite line that whole movie.
All too easy.
It's such a like almost not Darth Vader thing to say, but then that's something Darth Vader would say. All too easy.
But I'd say we put it up there.
Do we drop it as a tentative list? Placeholder number 2?
Drop it as place number 2.
And then I want to...
The only reason I say Star Wars isn't number 1, right? Because it is one of the first, pretty much the first space sci-fi epic opera style movie, and pretty much the best, right? It's just because it's too mainstream.
Yeah. Also, we still have Godfather, Jaws, Willy Wonka, Fiddler on the Roof on our list. And Halloween, I mean, Westworld, all of these. I mean, I haven't seen Halloween or Westworld, but...
I will say Westworld's not up there.
Okay.
Just because, number 1, you guys haven't seen it. Number 2, it's... The only reason I put it up there, is because it was super impactful for movies like Jurassic Park.
I mean, the fact that you brought it up, I'm going to want to watch it.
Yeah, you need to watch it.
And I saw the new Westworld. So
I'm down for putting The Godfather up there.
Okay. Now, I'm going to be a little prejudiced.
Yeah.
Because The Godfather, next to Pirates of the Caribbean, the first 3.
Is your favorite?
Are my favorite movies.
Know.
So, I'm going to put it at number 1 naturally. It probably doesn't deserve
in my opinion, I know why it's
opinion.
gonna probably disagree with me. I think it's Star Wars, then The Godfather.
I would agree. Because
you would agree?
I would agree. I would agree. Because look, I can watch, gangsters being gangsters and.
But you can only watch it so much.
But you can only watch it. I can only watch the first Godfather for so many times. But I can watch Star Wars.
Put a horse in someone's bed.
You can put a horse's head.
But I have watched Star Wars over and over and over.
And you keep wanting.
Right? And I keep wanting to watch it. I want to watch it now.
Okay, I'm having a feeling that Star Wars is being nudged to first place.
Yep.
Out of this list. What else are we thinking? Because the one that stands out to me...
I know what's going to stand out to me, but...
Well, probably it's going to stand out to you is Fiddler on the Roof. Right?
I was going to...
What stands out to you?
Willy Wonka?
Yeah. I knew it would.
Yeah.
You're outvoted here, Joe?
No, I think, Fiddler on the Roof for me.
Okay, do you really think Willy Wonka is more impactful or more of a better film than Jaws or Fiddler on the Roof? Do you think Willy Wonka makes a better film than Jaws or Fiddler on the Roof? Jaws is a Steven Spielberg
I think Willy
film.
Wonka, as far as watchability, wins over Fiddler on the Roof.
Yeah.
Okay, what about
I can
Jaws?
watch...
Watchability, the Fiddler on the Roof, you're in for the long haul if you start that
long
film.
haul. Yeah, it's a big movie.
So what are we doing? Willy Wonka, Jaws? Is that what we're fighting for?
I think that's kind of what's on the table here.
Jaws is good,
do
but...
not believe, outside of the performance...
I know
Jane
for
Wilder.
sure, once we get into the 80s, there's going to be a Steven Spielberg movie.
Bloodbath.
It's just like Steven
The 80s is a bloodbath.
The 80s, we already know, because I do have strong opinions about the 80s, and it's very different from Joshua's opinions. So the 80s, which is going to be in like three or 4 weeks from now, is going to be a straight up bloodbath.
Interestingly, because I guess I thought one of you guys would put it up here. I was going to put Alien on there.
I didn't pick Alien because I thought one of you guys would pick
honestly,
Alien.
I feel like Alien kind of deserves it over Jaws.
Wait, you know what I thought you would pick for sure?
Mm-hmm.
Is Rocky.
I didn't even think of Rocky.
Oh.
My
The
God.
Italian stallion.
You didn't put it on here. It's not canon.
Because I didn't think of it. I don't know why that is that in the 70s.
I didn't pick it because I knew you would pick the Rocky.
Yeah, I definitely think if Alien was on here or Rocky, it would be Star Wars, Godfather, Rocky, or Alien. I think Alien wins over Jaws. I really do.
No,
76.
I disagree.
Man.
Why? How?
Alien has aspects, but Alien was a alien version of Jaws. Jaws was revolutionary.
Okay, yes.
And
But
it was based on a
Alien's
real
better.
story.
But Alien's better.
No,
but
it's
we
not,
already
though.
have a sci-fi space movie.
Yeah, but it's scarier to watch, right? Because the alien is an ever-looming threat. Get out of the water. Boom. Easy. Done. I'm not going to get killed by Jaws. Now, but in space, no one can hear you scream.
But
That's
the problem with Jaws is not that you have to just get out of the water. The dude that it's about was trying to keep everyone else out of the water.
I know the story. I just think we can argue this later.
See, I
But we
think
gotta argue it now, man. We gotta pick.
Alien's not even on there.
overall, I think
We got a whole episode dedicated to
Alien is more of a like thrilling movie being in space. Jaws is thrilling, but it's not. It's more of a story based to catch the shark. It's not just thrilling, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It gives us a story. The story is catch the fish,
the shark.
Yeah, that's the story. It's not thrilling of just trying to get out of space or get away from the shark.
So let's get back to what we're saying then. Jaws.
So I'm picking Jaws.
Or Willy Wonka.
I say probably give it to Jaws.
Give it to Jaws. But
Which,
you know what?
by the way, Star Wars and Jaws was also on your list. So me and
I'm
you
upset
agree
I
on
didn't
it.
pick a Rocky.
I won't be going for the deep tracks next time. I'll try to get ones that you guys have seen, but that you wouldn't pick.
Okay, so we're thinking Star Wars is going to number 1.
Yes.
Yeah. Then The Godfather.
Really? Or are we deciding on Jaws' number at number 3 and Godfather's at number 2?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Watchability. You said you
Who
struggled.
directed Jaws?
Steven Spielberg.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Steven.
All right.
See, that's why I'm hesitant to put it in second because I know
Steven's gonna take a lot of gold medals next episode on
in
this.
the 80s he will. Yes.
I feel like Star Wars, Jaws, and The Godfather weren't those all Joe's?
They were all mine.
I was like John Williams, not John Williams.
They were all mine, but
Okay.
Joshua had Star Wars and Jaws
All
on
right.
his list.
Whatever.
I'm happy with this list.
I like it like that.
You didn't put up much of a fight for Willy Wonka, but that's okay with me because I don't even like it anyway.
Well, I put it up there with my picks because I think it's an impactful movie.
All right. Can we say, all right, we're for sure saying, for those of you who care, Willy Wonka, if you haven't seen it, high recommendation.
Yep.
I mean,
It almost made the list.
all these
if it
movies,
wasn't for me.
all these movies are movies I feel like people
Yeah.
should watch.
Of course. Absolutely. Just
And
Willy Wonka
there's a
almost-
variety here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So which is going first? Jaws or The Godfather?
The Godfather. I'm going to say Godfather.
Probably The Godfather before Jaws. Well, while I think Jaws is an easier movie to swallow, I think as far as depth, I think it's a little bit more shallow than the
Yeah.
Or it might be a little bit more in the shallows.
Yeah. Well, I think it's the Godfather definitely there's more story. Plus it's got that fantastic ending.
Yeah.
So many memes have been born out of that ending.
I know.
So many memes have been born out of all of these movies.
For sure. So guys,
Yep.
look at that list.
That list.
Pretty pog.
For the 60s, coming in at number 1, The Sound of Music. Number 2, The Great Escape. Number 3, True Grit with John Wayne.
Yep.
For the 70s, we got Star Wars: A New Hope. Dun, 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 dun.
Copyright.
Yeah.
Coming in at number 2 for the 70s, The Godfather Part 1. And number 3, Jaws.
Yes, sir.
This is Canon. This is what
This is the list.
This is the list that we have gone over well over an hour debating, talking about, recommending.
And this is just from the list of movies that we picked. Guys, don't get angry.
That's why I
Don't
keep
start
saying.
riding at me in the comments,
No.
okay?
Yes, we want that.
I will fight you.
If you had a better pick, put it in the comments. Tell us on social media.
Hey, put your pick in the comments.
Yeah.
Pick out 3 60s movies that were your favorites, 3 70s movies.
Mm-hmm.
Explain why.
I'm telling you, okay, they're being a little feisty. I'm telling you, I won't fight you about this. Big part of that is because I know there are so many I haven't watched.
Oh, yeah.
So this is not a super educated.
Just looking through the movies. Just looking through the movies, I was like, oh.
Holy crap.
Oh, because I recognized more than half of them. But it either I hadn't seen it, right?
See,
like I recognized a lot of them.
that's going to meet
But I
during the
hadn't seen them,
80s
or I
and
hadn't
90s.
seen them in a long time,
Mm-hmm.
right?
That's going to be me for the 80s and 90s, which is next time.
Oh, man.
It's going to be great.
All right, guys.
Are we good?
I think we're good. This has been a longer episode. Who wants to end us out?
I
today?
think
I opened this up.
I think you end because I feel like I've ended out a couple.
So
episodes.
many. I'll end
I
us
think
out.
it's your turn, Grandpa
Last
Joe.
week.
Grandpa Joe, give us a good farewell and goodbye.
Thank you for joining us on this week's episode.
Yep.
This flagship episode. Thank you for joining us as we explore the best 60s and 70s films, in our opinion, for this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much for watching. Hey, we'd love for you to subscribe, comment, like. It helps us get seen by more people, and it helps you to stay connected, see when we post videos. Please do that here on YouTube, or if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcast, follow the page. Thank you so much for watching.
And join us next week on Tuesday around 5:36 for our live stream on Instagram.
Yeah, we're going to stream for about
Tuesday and Wednesday.
15 minutes or so before we record the next episodes of this podcast. Join us also on Friday evening or Saturday morning for the Midnight Special.
Yep.
Hallelujah. We're thankful you guys watched.
Yep. Good night.
I was gonna be like, I gotta go today.